Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat and welcome to our first practice of 2019. For this practice, we are grounding into this new year. The holidays can be super wonderful, but they can also have the effect of leaving us a bit sort of out of sorts, a little frazzled, a little bit not feeling quite ourselves. We tend to be really busy. Sometimes it can be a stressful time. So in this practice, we're grounding our energy fully into this new year. For this practice, you might want a block and a blanket, maybe. So if you have those, if you don't have a blanket, you can use a towel. If you don't have those handy, go ahead and grab those. Unroll your mat, and I'm going to meet you in a child's pose. Alrighty, so come on into your child's pose. Big toes touch. The knees can be wide or they can be close together, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Draping the torso down over the legs, bringing the forehead to the earth. Tuning in here to all the areas of the body making contact with the earth beneath you. Earth energy is grounding energy. So feel yourself connect deep down into the earth, grounding you, rooting you here into this moment. And begin to press down into your palms. Almost like you could create suction cups out of your hands and feel yourself pulling that earth energy up into your arms. Press down into the palms so much that the elbows lift off the earth and allow the shoulder blades to glide down the back. From here, lift the head up off the earth. Keep the gaze lowered so the gaze is still down, and then walk the hands all the way over to the left. And once you get there, bringing the forehead back onto the earth, feeling for opening all along the right side of the body. Press into the palms, lift the forehead, walk the hands all the way through center, and then all the way over towards the right. Send the breath into the left side of the body as you find opening there. Press into the palms, lift the forehead, and walk yourself back into center. And from here, make your way up into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Again, feel the entire surface of your palms making contact with the earth here. On your inhale, drop the belly down, open the heart forward. And as you exhale, puff up the back, round the spine. Inhale to arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Find a neutral spine. And from here, extend the right leg long behind you, reaching the right heel towards the back of your space. Extend the left arm forward. Inhale here, extending in opposite directions. As you exhale, round the spine, bring elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale to extend and release the left hand and right knee to the earth. Extending left leg long behind you. Right arm extends forward. Inhale here. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, extend. And release the right hand and left foot to the earth. From here, make your way into your downward facing dog. Finding any movement here that speaks to you. As you check in with calves and hamstrings, the entire back side of the body. And then finding some stillness here in your downward facing dog. And really feeling yourself root down through the feet and through the hands. You can even imagine you have roots growing from the bottom of these limbs, rooting you down into the earth beneath. And out of this rootedness, feel that you can pull the sturdy, stable energy of the earth up through your limbs, giving you a sense of lift and elegant length. And then begin to walk the feet up to the hands. Finding your ragdoll fold at the top of the mat, feet are hip-width distance. Bring a bend into the knees, let the torso and head hang heavy. You can shake out the head here, yes and no, maybe so. Maybe find a gentle sway in the torso. On an inhale, lift up halfway, reach crown of the head forward. And exhale, fold over legs. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, keep a bend in the knees, bring hands to hips, and inhale to rise with a flat back. Beautiful. Find your Tadasana mountain pose here at the top of your mat, big toes touching, a slight gap in between the heels. Go ahead and lift all 10 toes up off of your mat and feel how this turns on the arches of the feet and the ankles. So feel the feet get really active. Almost like your feet become suction cups here on the earth. Keeping all of that activity, spread the toes wide and then bring them back onto the earth. Continue to feel like you're pulling something up from underneath you through the soles of the feet. Allowing the kneecaps to pull up towards the hip points, activating the quadriceps. The pubic bone pulls up towards the navel gently, firming in the lower belly, and the shoulder blades pull gently back and down. Feel yourself root down into the earth. And you can also imagine here that you're trying to rip the mat apart with your feet. So kind of feeling the heels create this outward movement. You might feel the outside of the hips, upper thighs start to activate here. Feel yourself ground down, and out of that sense of grounding, feel a lift through the body. Go ahead and inhale to lift the arms up high. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale here to lengthen. As you exhale, lean over towards the left, rooting down through both feet, but especially through the right foot as you extend through the right side. Inhale, lift back up to center, taking hold of left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, lengthen here. And exhale, lean towards the right. Ground down through the left foot as you find more opening along the left side of the body. And then lifting back up to center as you exhale, fold down over the legs. Inhale, lift the gaze, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, step back into your plank pose. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, if you feel ready, take chaturanga. If not, bring knees to the earth and then the torso to the earth. Inhale to open the heart, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, take the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Step the right foot in between the hands. Left heel to the earth for warrior one. So make sure that your hips are square to the front of your mat. Arms are going to lift up by the ears. Gently bring the pubic bone up towards the navel, firming up the lower belly, protecting the lower back. Press firmly into the outer edge of the back foot. Bring a bend into the knee, and gently see if you can bring the right hip back in space as the left hip comes slightly forward so you find a really squared hip. And again, feel yourself root down. Taking a big inhale. And on your exhale, maybe bending a little deeper into the leg, grounding down into this pose. From here, open the arms and hips into your warrior two. You'll have to readjust the feet, coming into heel to arch alignment, sitting down into the legs. Again, take a big inhale. Exhale, root down into this pose. From here, straighten the right leg. Reach long over the right leg, reaching the torso forward while keeping the torso open to the side of your space. Right hand comes down to the right shin, maybe to a block. Left arm up towards the sky. Keep really active legs, like you're still pulling that earth energy up through them. Beautiful. Bring a gentle bend into the right knee as you lift up out of this pose. Straighten into the right leg. Turn the right toes so they are parallel with the left toes. And you're facing the left side of your mat. Bringing hands onto hips. Inhale to lengthen the spine to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold over legs. Bringing hands onto the earth, maybe in line with the feet. Notice if you're locking out the knees here, bring a micro bend into the knees, pulling kneecaps up towards the hip point so that the legs stay nice and active. Feel the arches of the feet lift, making those suction cups out of your feet so there's a sense of rising energy through the legs. From here, bring hands under shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then walk the hands over towards the left foot, turning left toes to the back of your mat, coming onto the ball of the back foot, on the ball of the right foot. Plant the palms and take the left foot back for a vinyasa here, if you like it. If not, you can head straight into downward facing dog. So now you're in downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. Now go ahead and step the left foot in between the hands, right heel onto the earth, finding your warrior one. So you've got warrior one facing the back of your mat, left foot is forward, left knee is bent, pubic bone gently pulling up towards the navel. Arms are strong by the sides of the ears, pressing firmly into the outer edge of the back foot. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, maybe sit down a little bit lower, ground down into this pose. And from here, open the arms and hips, readjust the feet for your warrior two. Again, bending into the front knee, strong arms. Take a big inhale. And exhale, root down into this pose. Straighten the left leg, reach long over the left leg, keeping the torso open to the side of your mat. Left hand to the shin or to a block, right arm to the sky. Again, staying really active in the legs. Bringing a gentle bend into the left knee as you lift up out of this pose, straightening the left leg, turning left toes to be parallel with the right. This time bring the hands behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open the heart to the sky. And exhale, fold over the legs, wide-legged forward fold. Notice if all of the weight is in your heels. Bring some of the weight towards the ball of the feet. See if you can distribute the weight evenly. And releasing hands onto the earth, bring them underneath shoulders. Inhale to lengthen spine. Walk the hands over towards the right foot, turning the right toes towards the front of your mat. Plant the palms, take the right foot back, and take a vinyasa here if you'd like. From here, we're coming into Malasana squat. So step the right foot outside the right hand and the left foot outside the left hand, dropping the hips down to the earth. And this is where you might want a block or a blanket. You might want a block to bring underneath your seat. You can come to sit on your block and find this pose here if you don't feel quite ready to come into it. If you're finding that your heels are quite lifted off of the earth, roll up a blanket and bring it underneath the heels so that you are supported in this pose. The palms will come to touch at heart center. The elbows pressing gently to the inside of the legs. Heart is reaching towards the sky as the tailbone reaches towards the earth. So again, activate the feet. Feel yourself ground down. And from that sense of grounding, feel a lift through the body, up through the crown of the head. And from here, if crow pose is in your practice and you'd like to play with it, feel free to come on into crow pose. Otherwise, you can stay exactly as you are for a couple of more breaths. If you're coming into crow pose, make sure that the gaze is lifted. Shift the weight forward, maybe finding some air here. We're all going to meet in downward facing dog. If you're in crow pose, maybe play with shooting the legs back into chaturanga. And then taking your vinyasa to downward facing dog. If you did not take crow pose, you can take your vinyasa, head to down dog. This is where we all meet. From here, we're coming into pigeon pose. Take the right knee, bring it behind the right wrist, the right foot up towards the left wrist. You can use the left toes to scoot your seat back, bringing your right hip onto the earth. The top of the left thigh is on the earth. If this is not working, you can take figure four legs on your back and hug the legs in towards the chest. If you find that you're really lifted in the right hip, bring a block or a blanket underneath you so that you are supported. Take an inhale here, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bring the torso down over the leg as much as feels comfortable. Slowly begin to lift back up onto hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee and take the right foot back into downward facing dog. And from here we'll come into the other side. So left knee will come behind left wrist, left foot towards the right wrist-ish. Notice what feels best on your body on this side. You can use the back toes to kind of scoot your seat back. Use any props that you need. Take another variation of this if that's what you need. Taking an inhale here, lengthen tall. And exhale, bring the torso down over the left leg. Gently lifting back up onto hands. And from here you have a couple options. You can make your way into downward facing dog and take a vinyasa if you'd like. Otherwise, you can shift all the weight over onto the left hip and bring the right leg around in front of you. We're coming into bridge pose. So whether you take a vinyasa or you just turn the legs around, meet me on your back. Coming to lie all the way back, soles of the feet flat on the earth. Extend the arms long next to the body, and you should be able to graze the backs of your heels with your middle fingers here. Feet are parallel to each other. Press down into the feet firmly as you lift the hips towards the sky. And then maybe snuggling the shoulders under, clasping the hands together, pressing down into the arms and the hands as you find a little bit more lift in the hips. Notice if the knees want to splay out wide, hug them towards the midline. Root down through the feet. And then gently release the arms and slowly roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra, bringing the hips towards the earth. And from here, bring your feet as wide as your mat and windshield wiper the knees a few times to the right and to the left. And then we'll hug both knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. And from here, we'll come into a supine twist. So take both knees and drop them over towards the left, maybe scooch the hips towards the right a little bit. The right shoulder remains on the earth, the gaze will come over the right shoulder. And lifting knees back up to center and taking them over to the other side. Left shoulder stays on the earth, gaze comes over the left shoulder. Lifting knees back up to center and coming into your happy baby, feet towards the sky, taking hold of inside or outside edges of the feet and pulling the feet towards the earth, maybe finding a little rock side to side. And then giving the knees one last squeeze into the chest. And from here, if you've got time for Shavasana today, extend the legs long and take your Shavasana. If you do not have time for Shavasana today, or you just don't have much more time left for your practice, join me in a tall seat. Sitting up nice and tall, allowing the eyelids to close for a moment. So wherever you are, feel all the parts of your body that are making contact with the earth. Connect with all of those areas, allowing you to root down into the earth beneath you. Connecting with earth energy in this way allows us to feel grounded and in the moment. Brings us a sense of stability and security. Bringing the palms to touch at heart center and bowing the head gently towards the hands. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in practice. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. I'll meet you right back here on the mat next time.